Previously on Rise of the Fallen Sakrota, Fuyer was bullying Sakrota because of she was the little girl on the family, and recently Sakrota started to go training. Also, civil war at the Daska planet got worse in that moment. Well, what will happen? What will? 3 years passed. Finally, Sakrota was able to join the war. Well, yes, I said they should be 20 years old to join wars, but due to unusual times at the planet, Sakrota's father let her to join the war. Sakrota was so happy because of this. Now she could fight with her sisters at the wars. Well, let's say if they had the chance to fight at the same war with her sisters. Sometimes there was only one sister, and sometimes there was all of her sisters. She was seeing the destroyed innocent houses at these wars. Plus, she was seeing the crying innocents for their destroyed homes and loved ones who had died. She wanted to help them, but how? She couldn't give them any food or a new house. Also, civil war has gotten worse in those 3 years. More people were dying and more people were screaming for help. She couldn't do anything to stop this. Going into war areas only made her worse, cause she couldn't do anything for the people out there. Also, enemies were tough too. It was a confusing moment for her. Tough enemies are awakening demon side of her slowly, but at the same time, innocent peoples are awakening her angel side slowly. She wasn't sure what to feel. Her demon side says, destroy your enemies, crush them like a hammer. But her angel side says, don't kill them, help those innocent peoples. They need help. She was in a conflict with her will. When her masters investigated her first 10 years at life, they said, your demon side will be dominant. It was always like that. Our experiences say this. Yuhaf, Evnet, and Kasri was always telling Sakrota to maintain her mental health, to balance her demon and angel side. It was so crucial to maintain their mental health for angel monarchs. These problems cause so many problems for angel monarchs at their future. Their one side shouldn't dominate the angel monarchs, otherwise they are being so angel or demon. They lose their control on themselves. Although there is a form that only some of the angel monarchs can reach. It's absolute balance form. In this form, angel monarch finds the absolute balance and find the true potential of his power. Well, this form is so hard to reach. Most of the angel monarchs tried it, but ended up with permanent failures. Most of them destroyed their mental health only for this, but as I said, ended up with a failure with big impact on them. Let's get back to Sakrota. She was feeling like fighting wasn't changing anything. Innocent peoples were still dying at the war. Still, their houses were destroying by the war. Fighting wasn't fixing anything. That was the problem. Problems couldn't fix with punches or swords. This was only a threat for innocent people, nothing more than that. Sakrota wanted to do more than that, although overall situation for the Daska planet wasn't going alright. Sakrota's father escaped from several assassins. He had some he had so much enemies there that wanted to kill him and invade other planets. Everything is falling apart. 4 years passed. Problems at the Daska got its peak level. Wars got worse than the previous years. People were dying. Almost everywhere was destroyed at the Daska. People were suffering much more than the previous years. Sakrota's mother and father wasn't letting their children to get out of the palace to be safe. Sakrota and other childs, except Fuyar, was scaring so much. Even Yuhaf was staying at home. Think like that. No one was feeling safe. Sakrota and her sisters couldn't understanding Fuyar's relaxing, but it was not the time to think about this. Well, now Sakrota had the fighting experience last 10 years, but this was different. Sakrota's father and mother was apologizing to their children. The reason was simple. They couldn't take care of their children too much because of planets, problems, and this time was the dead end. There was no solution for this problem. All of them were waiting for the end of the planet. Additionally, other people at the planet was waiting for the end. Civil war reached its peak level. Sakrota didn't want to lose her home planet even though it was in a bad condition. Overall, it was her home planet. Seeing her home planet at this condition was so hard for her. Almost everywhere at the planet was invaded by the criminals. Also, these criminals were plundering the innocent people's villages, cities, and houses. There was no return to good old planet Daska from this point. Big civil war starts. The big civil war started after 3 days. Everyone was killing each other. All criminals gangs were plundering everywhere. Civilians were got enough and started to fight with those criminal gangsters with their everything. Were dying because of the civil war. Everywhere at the planet was destroying. The planet was destroying itself. Their own species was destroying their own species. Sakrota was crying at these days. Her sisters was trying to stay strong, but they were feeling the same things like Sakrota. It was so hard to watch innocent people dying, and she couldn't do anything for this. Her own planet was destroying itself in front of her eyes. Everyone was destroying their own species in this war. No one could anyone tell anything to them. Words and talkings were no more. The resources generally at the planet was expired. Sakrota was feeling hopeless. These events had a big impact on her demon and angel side. No one was happy. Sakrota couldn't do anything for this. This was so much beyond her scope. She gave an really serious oath for her that she will protect the planet, her will go or anything. She couldn't let that happen in the future. If she could have the power, she could stop the planet from destroying. The civil war was starting to get close to palace of Sakrota's family. Sakrota's family was feeling more stressed when this happens. After several very hard hours for Sakrota's family, finally Sakrota's father decided to press the destruction button. Well, this button was simple. It destroys the whole planet. Sakrota's father didn't want to press that button. But this was the only choice. This planet couldn't recover from this point. When Sakrota's father was running to self-destruction button, a soldier inside the palace stepped stabbed Sakrota's father with a sword before he could even press the button. Sakrota and her sisters shouted painfully. To be continued. At the next episode, will Sakrota able to escape the planet, or what will happen to her family? Stay tuned to find it.